What cities have the best weather in the United States? This is a great question to decide where to vacation, or perhaps even where to move to. In today's video, we'll take a look at some cities with very amenable climates that make great places to visit or even to live. Welcome to InfoCenterHub. We're happy to have you. If you enjoy this content, it would be greatly appreciated if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel, as we are always adding new content that may be of interest to you. So, let's start with the methodology of this list and how it was compiled. Understandably, the idea of best weather is going to be subjective and will vary from person to person. So, to try to get an overall objective list, the following factors were used to create this ranking: temperature, precipitation, sunshine, and overall climate. When considering these qualities, we get a good idea of what most people will probably find appealing. Now that we've explained the groundwork, let's get into the list. Number 10, Denver, Colorado. The Denver metro area population is around 3 million. As many people know, Denver's nickname is the Mile High City due to its high elevation. The elevation and resultant thinner air is a big draw for many athletes who go there to train in order to acquire better endurance. However, better cardio isn't the only benefit that Denver's air has to offer. Because of this special atmosphere, the climate is also drier, and the resultant low humidity is very appealing to many people. In addition, this lower humidity means less water vapor in the air, which leads to clearer skies that provide a better chance of sunny days, which translates into the sun shining through about 70% of the time every year. The average annual humidity in Denver is 52%, the average high temperature is 66 degrees, and the average low is 37. This gives an average annual temperature of about 52 degrees. So, the pleasant weather synopsis for Denver is that it's a fairly dry climate with 4 seasons and low humidity. Number 9, Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, so the first thing that probably comes to mind when we think of Las Vegas is gambling. Absolutely. There are a lot of casinos here. So if games of chance suit your fancy, then you're in the right place. But there's so much more to Vegas, like great dining, great shows, and great nightclubs. Speaking of the nightclubs, and even the pool parties for that matter, Las Vegas is awesome for EDM, a personal favorite. So if you like electronic dance music, then definitely check out this hot spot. And it is hot in Vegas, both figuratively and literally. The average high temperature is 81 degrees and the average low is 60. This gives an average annual temperature of about 71 degrees. Now, in the summer, you can get many days in or around the triple digits, but with an average annual humidity of only about 30%, it really isn't that bad. Also, the sun shines a whopping 85% of the year in Vegas. I was very pleasantly surprised when I was there, because even when temps were in the mid-90s, I was still much more comfortable than when I experienced the same temperatures in Florida. The low humidity makes the heat much more tolerable, and with a metro area population of about 2.5 million, there are many people here enjoying the weather. In short, Las Vegas has a hot desert climate with very hot summers and mild winters. Number 8, Phoenix, Arizona. When I think of Arizona, the first things that come to mind are the desert and retirees. Well, since so many people go there to retire, I figure there must be good reason. Usually, weather is one of the main reasons to choose a great retirement spot, so it makes sense that Arizona made the list. All these retirees, along with all the others who live there and have moved there, help make the Phoenix metro area population grow. It currently stands at about 5 million people. Don't forget that there are also some big attractions in Arizona, like the Grand Canyon and the Hoover Dam, which straddles Arizona and Nevada. As for the weather, the average high temperature is 87 degrees and the average low is 64. This gives an average annual temperature of about 76 degrees. The sun shines an impressive 82% of the time during the year. And since we are in a desert here, average annual humidity is very low at around 37%. In short, Phoenix, Arizona has a hot desert climate with very hot summers and mild winters. Number 7. Austin, Texas. The great state of Texas. Big, bold, and worthy of a spot on this list, at least as far as Austin is concerned, which also happens to be the state capital. Austin also boasts the biggest state capitol building of any state in the Union. Only the National Capitol building in Washington, D.C. is bigger. This is in line with the famous motto, "Everything's big in Texas." But what about the weather and the 2.5 million people in the Austin metro area that seemingly enjoy it, since it made the list? Well, the average high temperature in Austin is 81 degrees and the average low is 60. This gives an average annual temperature of about 71 degrees. The sun shines 62% of the time during the year, and the average yearly humidity is about 67%. In short, Austin has a fairly humid subtropical climate with hot summers and mild winters. Number 6. Charleston, South Carolina. When I think of South Carolina, I think of colonial times, and then, of course, the American Revolution. After all, South Carolina was one of the original 13 colonies. I also think of one of my favorite movies, The Patriot, with Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger. This was mostly filmed in South Carolina, with significant filming in Charleston itself. But Charleston is the South, and when I think of the South, I think of significant humidity. So what's the weather like? Well, especially because of the summer months, the annual humidity comes in at around 73%. This is kind of high. But what could help offset this is the fact that Charleston is a coastal town, and during the summer months, the ocean water is a very warm and comfortable temperature, allowing for soothing bathing and long swims in the sea. The population of the Charleston metro area is about 800,000, many of whom enjoy the weather along with the affordable cost of living, especially when compared to the northern states on the East Coast. The average high temperature in Charleston is 77 degrees, and the average low is 56. This gives an average annual temperature of about 67 degrees, with the sun shining about 64% of the time annually. In short, Charleston has a humid subtropical climate with hot, humid summers and mild winters. Now, before we get to the second half of the list, please note that we love feedback from our viewers. Tell us where you've been with the best weather. It could be a city on this list or somewhere else. Please drop us a line in the comments section and let us know. Number 5. Santa Barbara, California. I always liked the name of this city. It always sounded fancy to me, and it kind of is, as the city of Santa Barbara is a pretty wealthy one. But then when I started to search for images of its landscape, the first thing I noticed was its beautiful red and orange roofs, and it immediately reminded me of one of my favorite cities in the world, Florence, Italy. In the case of Santa Barbara, the roofs are actually indicative of its Spanish colonial roots. Anyway, Santa Barbara is indeed known for its beauty, with its colorful roofs, adobe homes, and stunning landscape of mountains and ocean. This city seems to have it all, and that may very well be, because coupled with this natural and architectural beauty is great weather. The 450,000 people who live in Santa Barbara and its surrounding metropolitan area enjoy some of the best weather in the country. The average high temperature is 72 degrees and the average low is 54. This gives an annual average temperature of about 63 degrees. The annual sunshine percentage is a wonderful 72%, so plenty of sun here. The annual humidity is around 71%, but it's said to be comfortable as the ocean breeze helps keep this in check. One of the very few complaints about the weather here is that there is a decent amount of precipitation during the winter, but when you take everything else into account, this really isn't a big issue at all. In short, Santa Barbara has a very pleasant Mediterranean climate with mild wet winters and semi-arid summers. Number 4. Honolulu, Hawaii. Look, we're talking about Hawaii here, so right away most people think of paradise. I know I do. I also think of a high cost of living though, as Honolulu consistently makes that list as well. So, Do keep that in mind if you go to visit or are planning on a potential move. But, as they say, many times you have to pay for quality. And according to the research and people's feedback, you do get a big bang for your buck here. After all, the weather isn't the only item of quality. As many know, the views in Honolulu and the island of Oahu that it sits on are simply stunning. The close to 1 million people who live in this tropical paradise enjoy enchanting mountains, beautiful palm trees, turquoise ocean, and so much more. The average high temperature is 84 degrees and the average low is 72. This gives a very warm average annual temperature of about 78 degrees. Now, here's a shocker. The average annual humidity in Honolulu is only about 64%. It would be totally reasonable to expect a much higher number, especially being that Honolulu is a tropical region. But the consistent trade winds that Honolulu is blessed with keep the air much more pleasant. And if you thought it couldn't get any better, think again. Honolulu has the sun shining about 70% of the time. The only possible minor complaint is that there is a rainy season from November to March, but it is also said that even this season is not that bad, as many times the rain comes in short spurts and is also localized, leaving nearby areas to travel to still dry. The synopsis: Honolulu has a tropical climate with warm temperatures year-round, low humidity, and a very tolerable rainy season from November to March. Number 3, San Francisco, California. Overall, I enjoyed San Francisco when I went there, but I especially enjoyed the part of the trip when my friends and I went to spend the day in nearby Napa Valley. It was beautiful. My father was born in Italy, and I used to visit there often, and Napa was like going back to my family's homeland. The landscape of the vineyards in Napa Valley reminded me of the vineyards in Tuscany. Climate-wise, Napa and Tuscany are both Mediterranean climates, with a slight temperature and precipitation difference between the two, but still, of course, both are climates ideal for growing grapes. Now, Napa is part of the San Francisco Bay Area. The overall area has a population of about 8 million, but despite being in the same region, there are some significant climate differences between San Francisco proper and the inland towns and cities like Napa. This is due to San Francisco's location on the ocean and bay. I actually noticed this when I was there. Because of San Francisco's position on the water, it gets a cooler breeze and more fog than the inner locations in the Bay Area. So when you hear weather figures for San Francisco, the city itself, add several degrees to the temperatures you hear to get a better idea of the climate in the inland areas. Within San Francisco itself, the average high is 67 degrees and the average low is 51. This yields an average annual temperature of 59 degrees. Again, inland areas are a little warmer. For instance, the average temperature for Santa Rosa, only about 50 miles northeast, is about 65 degrees. Average annual humidity for San Francisco is 74%, with inland areas seeing significantly lower humidity at around 65%. As for sunshine, you'll get it about 68% of the time in San Francisco, while the sun will shine a little more inland at around 73% per year. So, the overall climate of the San Francisco Bay Area as a whole is a Mediterranean climate with mild wet winters and warm dry summers, with the city of San Francisco itself being a little cooler and more humid. Number 2, Los Angeles, California. So, this city doesn't need much introduction, but I'll tell you a few things anyway. The LA metro area is the second most populated metro area in the country, coming in at almost 13 million people. Needless to say, there's definitely a lot to do here. For instance, you have the draw of Hollywood as the movie industry capital of the world. There's Beverly Hills for shopping if you want to splurge a little. And there's also a bunch of nice surrounding towns throughout the metro area like Santa Monica, Newport Beach, and so many more. And of course, since we're dealing with the West Coast here, you also have the beach and ocean to go to with this great weather. That's a heck of a combination. Los Angeles sees the sun about 73% of the time over the course of a year, so not bad at all. The average annual humidity is 65%. The average high temperature is 76 degrees, and the average low is 57. This gives an average annual temperature of about 67 degrees. The takeaway here is that LA has a Mediterranean climate with mild wet winters and hot dry summers. Now, before we get to number one, I just want to recommend a great website and mobile app for news coverage, Ground News. We've provided a link to them in the video description area below. They have a free service, but if you choose an enhanced paid subscription version, our link will get you a 15% discount. As we all know, finding unbiased news coverage can be a real challenge, especially nowadays with channels, accounts, and organizations dedicated to 24-hour news coverage. Long gone are the days of the 1-hour newscast where they only had time to give us the facts so we can decide. Well, Ground News has a great system to help you cut through the inevitable media bias. Their website and mobile app cover all the major headlines and stories, but with an ingenious feature. When you click on the headline, it takes you to a summary page that provides links to multiple articles written on the topic, indicating each article's leaning, left, center, or right. You can then read any of those stories that you choose, knowing the story's bias in advance to get a full picture of the topic from all sides. Also, for each news story, Ground News provides 3 convenient bulleted summaries, one for each leaning, to further help you understand what's happening. If interested, we urge you to take a look at their link in the video description below. Ground News offers a free version as well as enhanced subscription levels. The choice is yours. Furthermore, if you sign up at the link in the video description below, you will receive 15% off your subscription. Please note that this is a limited time offer. InfoCenterHub may receive compensation for any subscriptions that are purchased, but this is at no extra cost to you. In fact, many times you actually receive a discount. Finally, any purchases made via the link help support our channel. Well, we've reached the top of the list. Number 1, San Diego, California. So this was no surprise to me. I've seen San Diego at the top of weather lists for many years now. Many people say that they love it due to the consistency of the temperature year-round. There are rarely extremes, as it hardly ever gets too hot or too cold. There are about 3 million people in the San Diego metro area, all enjoying this great weather and the many attractions of the region, like SeaWorld San Diego, Mission Bay Aquatic Park, Balboa Park, the San Diego Zoo, and so much more. The area is rich in culture as well, being hailed as the birthplace of California because of its history of being the first permanent Spanish settlement there. The coveted and renowned consistent climate is kept pleasant and balanced by cool ocean breezes. The bordering ocean not only plays an important role in the weather, but also adds yet another attraction to the area, as the surf and sand bring droves of people to the San Diego beaches each and every year. The average high temperature is 72 degrees, and the average low is 58. This gives an average annual temperature of about 65 degrees. In the summer months, the temperature regularly hovers around the 75-degree mark, a very comfortable sweet spot for many people. Sunshine is plentiful, being present about 70% of the time every year, and the average annual humidity is about 69%. In short, San Diego has a Mediterranean climate with mild wet winters and warm dry summers. So, there you have it, the top 10 cities with the best weather in the United States. We hope you enjoyed our video, and we urge you to like it if you did. Please also subscribe to the channel, as we are constantly adding new videos that you may enjoy. Thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you soon.